In the crisp autumn light of a Chicago public school hallway, where lockers echo with the laughter of children oblivious to the shadows of the past, we step into the gripping second chapter of Unlocked, Family Secrets. Season 1, Episode 2, The Stepfather's Secret, aired on OWN on October 4, 2025, a docuseries installment that unravels the threads of a lifetime's mystery for Angela Williams, a 45-year-old dedicated teacher whose relentless pursuit of her roots exposes a labyrinth of deception spanning 4 decades, from her mother's whispered half-truths to her stepfather's concealed identity that shattered the family she thought she knew. Angela, with her warm smile and no-nonsense bob haircut framing eyes etched with quiet determination, sits in her modest South Side apartment, surrounded by yellow documents and faded photos, her voice a steady anchor amid the storm. For nearly 40 years, I chased shadows of birth certificates that didn't add up, family stories that twisted like smoky until the truth hit like a Chicago winter. My stepfather wasn't just a father figure, he was the keeper of secrets that rewrote my entire origin story. The episode opens with archival footage of 1980s Chicago, bustling Bransville streets where Angela's mother, Evelyn, a single nurse navigating the crack epidemic's grip, raised her alone after a whirlwind romance left her pregnant and abandoned, introducing stepfather Harold Harry Jenkins into their lives when Angela was 5. His steady job at the steel mill and gentle hugs painting him as the hero who saved them from poverty. But cracks appeared early. Evelyn's evasive answers about Angela's biological father, dismissed as a ghost from the past, and Harry's overprotectiveness that bordered on paranoia, now revealed in hindsight as guilt's disguise. Angela recounts her first dead end at 25, a genealogy test kit yielding mismatched DNA, her mother's tearful deflection as some doors stay closed for a reason, baby propelling a 20-year odyssey of courthouses, cold calls, and cousin confessions that yielded fragments, Evelyn's affair with a married doctor, Harry's hidden criminal record for fraud, and whispers of a baby switched at birth. The camera lingers on Angela's hand sifting through a shoebox of clues, a locket with initials not her own, a hospital bracelet faded but fierce, her voice breaking. I taught history to kids, piecing together America's fractured past, but my own felt like a puzzle with missing edges. Expert genealogists intercut, explaining the emotional toll of origin quests, the rates of anxiety spiking 35% in adoptees or those with hidden parentage, while Angela shares her turning point at 42, a DNA match linking her to a half-sister in Detroit. Unlocking Evelyn's deathbed confession in 2020, Harry knew that trouble he raised you as his own to bury his sins, but your real father was the man who left us both. Flashbacks weave childhood vignettes. Angela's elementary school plays where Harry clapped loudest, masking his own juvenile delinquency. Rap sheet family Thanksgivings where Evelyn's migraines hit her regrets. Fan reactions on Expo and post-premiere, with At Roots revealed tweeting, Angela's 40-year chase and #unlock S1E2 is soul-crushing as Chicago's streets hold so many secrets. OWN, you're unlocking hearts. The episode's emotional core emerges in Angela's drive to her half-sister's home, a Midwest highway blurring like tears unshed, her voice resolute. Dead ends weren't the end, they were detours to destiny. This opening act sets a tone of quiet pursuit and shattering discovery, illustrating how a stepfather's secret can eclipse a daughter's dawn, leaving viewers gripped by Angela's unyielding quest to reclaim her narrative from the archives of abandonment. As Chicago's L-train rumbles like the undercurrent of unresolved grief, the stepfather's secret plunges deeper into Angela Williams' labyrinthine search, transforming her South Side apartment into a war room of whispers and wills, where 40 years of familial fog lift to reveal the tangled vines of her stepfather Harry's concealed crimes and her mother's complicit silence that bound them in a web of half-lives. Angela, her teacher's poise cracking under the weight of unearthed files, pores over a 1982 court transcript to Harry's fraud conviction for embezzling from his mill job, a secret Evelyn buried by forging documents to make him Angela's legal father, shielding her from the stigma of illegitimacy in Reagan-era Chicago where single black mothers were scorned as welfare queens. He wasn't just stepping in, he was stepping over my truth, Angela says, her voice a tremor of betrayal, as the camera pans across a timeline wall, pushpins marking dead-end adoptions agencies, red string connecting a DNA cousin's obituary to Evelyn's cryptic journal entry of the doctor's child, not mine, but mine to love. Flashbacks evoke the erie's harsh edges, young Angela at 10, Harry's big hugs now shadowed by his parole officer visits he hid in the basement. Evelyn's night shifts at Cook County Hospital, where she swapped bassinets in a desperate bid to give her daughter a stable name. A revelation pieced from a nurse colleague's guilty letter post Evelyn's passing. The episode intercuts Angela's investigative montage, cold calling her biological father, Dr. Elias Grant, a now retired OB-GYN whose voice on the line cracks with regret. I loved your mother, but my marriage, my career. I chose silence, unleashing a flood of suppressed memories for Angela. Her childhood questions about why don't I look like you, Daddy Harry? Dismissed as God's mosaic. Therapeutic sessions with a Chicago-based counselor unpack the trauma, Angela's imposter syndrome in her classroom, where she excelled despite whispers of affirmative action. Kid, rooted in the foundational lie of her parentage, with experts noting how such deceptions spike identity crises by 45% in multiracial or hidden origin families. Angela's half-sister, Lena, emerges in a tearful Detroit meetup, her own life fractured by Elias's absenteeism, sharing photos of a baby Angela that Evelyn borrowed from the nursery. A hospital mix-up turned maternal theft. We were both stolen goods in different ways, Lena says, their hug a bridge over decades of disconnection. Discourse deepens, with at Chicago Roots tweeting, Angela's hospital swap reveal in #unlock-E2 is wild. Evelyn's love was a lie that lasted lifetimes. OWN dropping bombs. The segment builds to Angela's confrontation with Harry's widow, a tense kitchen table talk in Gary, Indiana suburb, where she demands, "Why let me believe the lie?" Harry's final letter, read aloud, confessing his fraud-fueled flight from responsibility. His fatherhood, a redemption he craved but couldn't earn. This middle act captures the episode's visceral unraveling. Secrets as seismic shifts, with Angela's journey from seeker to seer a testament to the cost of concealed origins, leaving viewers haunted by the half-truths that half-raised a daughter in the Windy City's unforgiving wind. Chicago's autumn leaves swirl like discarded clues in the gusts off Lake Michigan as the stepfather's secret crests into confrontation and catharsis. Angela Williams' South Side war room yielding to a road trip reckoning that cracks open the final vaults of her 40-year origin odyssey. Her apartment's timeline wall now a map of mended fractures. Angela, her bob windswept from the drive, arrives at Dr. Elias Grant's lakeside condo, the 78-year-old physician's hands trembling as he embraces "Hear my Angela, the daughter I dreamed but denied," unleashing a torrent of paternal confessions, his 1970s affair with Evelyn amid his crumbling marriage, the hospital birth where he held her first, only to sign away rights to preserve his practice in a city where black doctors faced 30% higher scrutiny. "I was a coward in Scrubs," Elias admits, his voice gravel with regret, as clips flash back to Angela's childhood puzzles, birthday cards from Uncle Elias that Evelyn dismissed as distant kin, her unexplained medical aptitude atop of her nursing class and now traced to his genes. The episode weaves in Angela's emotional excavation, a tearful call to her half-sister Lena, piecing together Evelyn's swap and not malice, but a desperate bid to legitimize Angela with Harry's name amid welfare cuts that penalized unwed mothers. Harry's widow, in their Gary kitchen, hands over his journals, entries of fraud-fueled shame. His stepfather roll a bid for absolution after embezzling to fund Evelyn's secret abortions from prior flings, a cycle of concealment that trapped them all. Angela's therapy montage journaling rages at the stolen girl narrative unpacks the inheritance, her overachieving as armor against abandonment fears, her childless marriage echoing the erasure of her roots, with counselors noting how such secrets amplify identity voids by 50% in adoptee narratives. The climax unfolds in a mediated family summit at a Chicago lakeside pavilion. Angela, Elias, Lena, Harry's widow, and Evelyn's sister circling chairs, voices overlapping in a chorus of "Why and forgive you." Elias vowing reparations through a scholarship fund in Angela's name, Lena sharing sibling stories of their father's hidden visits. Ex-fans connect viscerally. At Secret Slayer Kite tweeting, Angela's lakeside summit in #unlock S1E2 is therapy gold as secrets swapped for stories, Chicago style. The segment peaks with Angela's empowering epiphany to camera. Dead ends weren't denials, they were detours to seize my truth, unburied and unbroken. This act resonates as the episode's emotional zenith, the unspooling of paternal phantoms as a path to wholeness, with Angela's quest a beacon for those still sifting shoe boxes. leaving viewers stirred by the alchemy of absence into abundance as Lake Michigan's waves lap like a lullaby of closure. The stepfather's secret fades to a horizon of healing in Angela Williams' Chicago Odyssey, her South Side sanctuary now a shrine of sordid secrets, the 40-year chase yielding a tapestry of reclaimed roots and radiant resolve in this OWN docuseries gem. Angela, her eyes alight with the clarity of claimed lineage, hosts a post-summit brunch in her sun-drenched dining room, a pancakes stacking like layered truths, mimosas bubbling like buried joys are gathering. Elias, Lena, and Evelyn's sister for a ritual reading of her newly amended birth certificate, her voice a vow, no more mysteries. This is my map, drawn in full clips montage the metamorphosis, Angela's first dad date with Elias at a jazz club, their shared laughter over Evelyn's feisty tales, Lena's sibling sleepover, swapping childhood scars for inside jokes, Harry's widow gifting Angela his old mill lunchbox, etched with Formiger a gesture of forgiveness for the fraud that fueled his fatherly facade. Angela reflects on the ripple, her classroom now infused with roots lessons, teaching kids genealogy projects to unearth their own origins, her childless choice reframed as freedom, not fracture. With experts affirming how resolved quest/depression risks by 40% in hidden parentage cases, the episode closes with Angela's lakeside walk, scattering Evelyn's ashes mingled with wildflowers. Her whisper of benediction, "You stole to save me, I reclaim to honor us." Ex-fans hail the heart. At Chicago Unraveled tweeting, Angela's brunch breakthrough and #Unlock E2 is pure poetry of secrets to siblings, lies to legacies. OWN, you're unlocking souls. OWN's production a gentle dissolves from stormy flashbacks to sunny gatherings, a bluesy Chicago riff swelling a lifts the lament to legacy, teasing episode 3's infidelity floods. This finale is in 10 pointed emergence, Angela's story a siren for searchers, stepfather's secrets don't define daughters, they deepen them, proving in the Windy City's whirlwind. Every buried bone unearths a bolder becoming, viewers emerge enlightened. Angela's arc a call to chase your own clues, turning dead ends into dawn.